Hello people and welcome to watch yet another World Team Carcassonne Online Championships match. This time we'll be having three separate matches to be watched in one stream. First off, we will be starting with RCP Italy, then moving on to Argentina, Spain, and lastly we'll be focusing on Slovakia, Uruguay. So we'll be having a full evening worth of content, and why not? Now, as you can see, with the Group B, where RCP, Italy, Uruguay, and Slovakia are, we have a interesting times, especially for or mostly for RCP and Italy, where where either one of these teams will be getting their third win today. RCP, who I have been saying that they are the favorites to win the group, but so far Poland has been absolutely crushing it. And it might potentially be that if RCP tanks against Italy today, then there is a scenario where RCP is not even going to be in the finals, or maybe not in the finals, but like in the playoffs, I meant. So Italy has a chance to make something incredible happen today, and like really build up pressure for RCP for their final week. Now, as for the lineups, you can see them on the screen just above me. We have on table 1, we have Mikhail Sotukin, that's Mikhail-rus, versus Ricardo Pizzo with the alias Polo Verde. On table 2, the A tier gun of RCP, Vladimir Kovalev, versus Giulio Tomau of Italy, who I believe actually Giulio is for is the 2024 Italian national champion, if I do not recall wrong, and has also been doing that for like, was it what, 4 years, 5 years now? I have a feeling that I saw a post slash a message of him somewhere where he said that he won it for like for the fifth time in a row, which is pretty insane. Then table 3 is gonna be sergt versus Giacomo Frasoldati. That's James 81. Table 4, Konstantin Butin. That's BBKosta versus Francesca Baraldi. And finally on table 5, Tarakanov 28 versus Diego Covici. That's Piccione 85. Now I am still, despite the national champions of Italy participating, I am going to go ahead and say that this does still favor the RCP players, though it kind of has to be noted that despite having the having all of their players at least at a solid 500, if not more, then I mean the quality of the players does not go at least worse on the RCP side, with having only one player less than 600, Mikhail at a strong 778 and Vladimir at a just below 700. So it's, you know, it's kind of difficult to be like not the underdog against RCP, but with the lineup that Italy has stacked today, they certainly can bring in a upset defeat or upset win. Not sure exactly which I should use, but anyways, that's where we are at. And now if you do want to see a specific duel or a game, then do let me know in the chat and I will accommodate your requests as best as possible. Otherwise, we will be starting with, I reckon we'll do BBKosta and Barry, simply because we don't have all that many chances to stream them every time. And then we'll move to the other tables from there. So Francesca, buy rating is a slight favorite for this duel, and let's see what she will come up with. This one, unfortunately, I already think is a small mistake, even though not the worst one. But I mean, given that there was a road end available for Francesca, then not entirely sure why she is not taking advantage of it. Like going here with a curve and then trying to actually take advantage of the road end. And this is actually the result of the set move. Well, an alternative would have, of course, would have been to go over here and then kind of let Constantine to go off with the city, but you know, it's always choices, choices, choices. 2 points and another point for the monastery, and now we are in a mini battle of 4-point monastery versus a 3-point road, and it will basically always end up in favor of the monastery, because monasteries always get continued more easily with additional monasteries, maybe being built up with city tiles as well. But roads, it's difficult to often get value for roads whilst doing something else. So in this case, it's gonna be mostly maybe a dagger with the left hand side curve that will be well, it'll get tried to be placed in here and then start a new city, or maybe just straight rows or curves like in this case. A minor inaccuracy, I'd say, for Costa, indirectly continuing the road of Francesca, which I don't really like doing that. Like, sure, it is a safe way to start a city from, but like you could do that as well, because it is giving a point to your opponent's road, sure, but you're making the continuation of the road like not like let's say less viable, and also you are starting a new city there anyway in a safe spot. Starting tile for Costa could potentially go here, but I might not necessarily recommend it. Actually, I might recommend it, because now this road is open from both ends. That's an important thing to note. It's open from both ends, and it can still get heavily restricted, especially from the top side, where a city cap is waiting to be taken, and then afterwards there will be a blocking platform available for likely for Constantine straight away. Barry with a triple city and a shielded one. A looks like a kinda juicy move to go here with, Then try to get a road triangle or a triple city with a road over here. Like, because that's the natural pattern that you want to build, that you want to be building these cities with. Like triple city, Dorito, 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 right? But now Francesca decides that she'll just attack the city of Constantine and might be paying a price, maybe. We don't know yet. So the 4 points are getting taken by Costa, and there is no salvation tile for Francesca, so simply continues her road for 1 point. Really would be looking forward to get a curve over here, but instead the curve goes to Barry and should be going over here indeed. Now I reckon do we go here? Do we go here? Because it would significantly lessen the amount of city tiles that Costa could immediately use to block two of our meeples. And if we get a city a starting tile here, we want to have a road pointing upwards pointing downwards anyway, so that we can easily continue the road. And now this could potentially give us value for the road end. But Francesca decides that it is not the way to go, and unfortunately, she will be paying the price. I'm pretty sure that Constantine is gonna go over here and make sure that neither of these meeples will see the light will not see the light of day any longer. I would be surprised if I saw anything else, but oh, this is actually this is neat. This is neat. That's great. So we are blocking these squares indirectly. So these squares are still completable. They are still completable, but now they are not. Because you see, a starting tile has to go here. But when it goes there, then another starting tile is being needed over here. And now whilst there are two starting tiles remaining, you know what goes into this square when this one requires a starting tile? A starting tile, of course. And there are no three starting tiles remaining in the deck, which means that this road is blocked and the city is blocked without having added additional tiles to the city and without having added additional value. Barry starting a new city, a new monastery, excuse me, looking to try and get some value for the lost meeples, though it might be a bit difficult to actually get because her meeples are tangled up in in shared features with Costa, and that's not really a good thing to have when you have two of your meeples blocked in the first place. Trying to simply get her meeple out from the monastery at some point still requires a lot of work, and there's also a shared square which is not entirely certain whether it will be Francesca's or Konstantin's interest to actually fill. It's going to depend on who will be able to get the possibility to liberate their meeple earlier. £4 for Constantine as he finishes the city And Francesca now keeps building a ruin, which is now a respectable 8 points, and it is slowly becoming a worthy investment of that meeple. And so is the road, actually. I mean, the road is also 8 points. So technically they are both, and not even technically, they are now more than worthy of 2 blocked monasteries worth 8 points each. And now 8 plus 10, so even more worth than 2 blocked monasteries. But blocked features are going to mean that those meeples will not be put into use later on, so you gotta get the maximum value out of them as whilst you still can. And maximum value indeed is what Francesca is going for, trying to go for a crawling technique here. So trying to get a triple city with a field to go over here, or an extender if there are any remaining, but there are not. So indeed a triple city with a field over here, and then either another triple city or then simply a Dorito to then unify this shared uh, feature to the blocked 10 point ruin. And that could actually boost the feature, well, the worth of the feature from 10 points to maybe even 20 points. And it would also for sure force Constantine to actually invest a secondary meeple to that same ruin, which then again would mean that uh, all this blocking could have potentially been done for not much value, because then you are essentially only getting this road blocked as opposed to simply 2 meeples. And Constantine obviously seeing the plan of Barry here, not allowing the unification of the 2 ruins, but I mean that's still possible. We can still go here with a triple city with a field, then maybe another triple city here and a Dorito here. So we can still make that happen. It's just slightly less likely. Yeah, it's just slightly less likely at the moment, because it's going to require 3 tiles instead of 2 tiles. Monastery for Francesca does not meeple the monastery itself for 5 points, and there is certainly a legit reason to not do that, as Francesca is a bit low on meeples, and this city is not guaranteed to be unified with this 6-point city part. Constantine for sure is looking to get one of the 2 dividers into this square and run off with his larger part of the city. And Francesca now getting one of the 2 dividers, and that is not so good news for Constantine. Only 1 divider now remaining into this square. Otherwise, I'm not even sure if Constantine is going to be willing to place anything here. And well, soon he doesn't even have the option to, because there is actually only 1 triple city with a field remaining, and no Doritos. Yeah, all 5 are on the board, so only 1 divider and a triple city left to fit into the square. Whoa. Yeah, I'm not an avid fan of this move by Francesca. I mean, sure, there weren't exactly all too many great possibilities to do with this tile anyway, but could go the other direction, no? Because you want to make the block with a less valuable tile. And now the worst of the worst does indeed happen. Well, not exactly the worst of the worst. At least Francesca also gets her city finished, and will be also able to drop a farmer on this nice 9-point field. But these 16 extra points for the city of Constantine are definitely going to bite. They are a big thing for green for sure. And of course, we gotta take into account that the field is very much attackable. Green also getting a third meeple into his hand and now preparing for the attack for the invasion of the field. A city crossroad for Francesca. I reckon just taking simply 3 points is gonna be fine. Because like just look at the point difference here on the board as a result of the monasteries for Costa, and of course as a result of the city itself. It's a pretty astounding. It's like almost 20-point difference here. 27, 28, 29. Then we have 10 points over here, so 19, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. Yeah, like 11 and the field, so like +1 with the field. No, -2 with the field. But since Costa is really threatening the connection, we don't really have the means to actually stop the invasion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There might be a possibility where we get like 2 curves. First one for here, and the second one just to simply deny the connection to the field. And I don't think we are going to be winning this game without the field, or at least like without the complete control of the field. If we equalize the field, I think we are in a very bad state. Which is why, do we ever think of doing something like this? Just finishing the city and dropping another farmer? Because after all, there are not that many attacking spots to the field, right? Like, there is this, but then it requires a field tile, which is the same as Putin needing over here in the first place, so it's not that strong of a block. Not a strong of a block, but not that strong of a attack to the field, because you need the same types of tiles. Francesca with another possibility to maybe attack the city, though a lot of the connection tiles seem to have gone out, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Only 2 connection tiles, which is not a lot. Not a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 triple city and 1 triangle. And that's that. So really not much that he can that she can do for this city. Well, maybe if we would be at a lesser amount of tiles, then maybe we could do that, but not like this. We do save the connection though. There is still one regular curve lingering in the deck. And, well, okay. Putin also goes for the secondaries for the secondary meeple onto the field, which is his final meeple. Is this worth it? I'm not sure. So we are at minus 12 as Francesca, minus 19, 23, 13, 14, 15, 7. Minus 7 if the field is equalized, but it is not at all given. But the city caps are helping though. The city caps are helping. Now, as cost, do we go here or do we go here? Because that is 9 points. But it's also taking away a possibility for us to get a meeple back. But we do go for it nonetheless. So the city, the field is now equalized. And now Francesca does not have a way to get the quick points, but we can always, yeah, sure, add 2 points to the features that we already have. Constantine. Unfortunately, will not be able to take quick points with the tile, which is going to hurt for sure. So instead, just closes down the potential 4-point road, which was about to get grabbed by Francesca with the triple city. And now, well, I mean, it's just going to be 1 point less for the tile. Going to be taking 3 points for the road. And the final curve is drawn by Costa. And I reckon, yeah, we just go here. We connect the fields together. And it's also very important to do it from this side and not from this side, because this one not only creates a 4-point loop road, but this one also takes away the field connection opportunity from Francesca, because otherwise she could have gone over here, drop a farmer, then maybe connect through a vanilla if there are any remaining, or maybe through some other field plus field tile, such as I see a regular monastery still being in the deck. So that's a tile that could have easily been used for the connection. Putin finally gets a meeple back, and as for Barry, not too great uh, ideas. If there are crossroads left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which there are not, unfortunately. Otherwise, we could have gone potentially over here, drop a farmer, and connect through a crossroad. But now, though, with still 2 tiles to go, is this a possibility? A ninja farmer? but there are no regular curves. And I think this is the final dagger too. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No daggers. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one road triangle. So at least theoretically, we could try to get a ninja farmer going to the now 12-point field. Or we could do that with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with a straight road remaining, and that's it. I mean, yeah, but this is unblockable though. This is an unblockable connection, and we definitely, I think, do need to get our hands on the field if you want to win this. So there is a road Dorito, a straight road, and something, maybe like a city cap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there actually is a vanilla still remaining. And the straight road is drawn. Is actually drawn by Francesca, and this is terrible news for Costa for sure. Terrible news, as I don't think Costa has enough points banked to overcome the difference of both the field and all the features of Barry. Does get a 7-point road in the end, but I doubt it's enough. A lot of points, 273, but the 7 versus the 15 field points is too much to handle for Costa, and as an unfortunate event of losing this 50-50 coin flip, which very conveniently was found by Francesca, Italy takes a 1-0 lead on table 4. And that is one piece of the puzzle done to make the upset happen. Let's see how the other tables are doing. So let's see how sergt is doing on table 3 versus James. Currently, James actually in the lead with 1-0. Oops. So looking good on tables 3 and 4 for Italy. James going for an early field, and yeah, could have also claimed it like this, also taking this this third city into the field, but didn't want to create the 5-point road for sergt for nothing. Now, do we take the 5-point road or do we take this? And I have a feeling that we take this. Or we take nothing. Is that correct though? I mean, maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Though this one I don't particularly like, because it does expand the field, and whereas the field could have otherwise easily been kept at bay, so to say. Now the 5-point road, sure, but you can't drop a farmer upon finishing the 5-point road, because then it connects the 6-point field with the larger part. Do we go for a city meeple or for a farmer? We go for a farmer, says sergt. And I do agree somewhat, at least. Maybe it was better to go actually this way with the Dorito, so as to not create any additional points for James here. James going for a block which I don't really like, because at the start of the game there are still a lot of City Pulse Road tiles, but apparently it is going to work, and it is going to work indeed. Gets 4 points and is going to block the city. I still think that we should have been more patient with trying to block the city. Maybe try to wait for a 2-point road tile that we can take and then go for the block, or then just generally a less valuable tile to try and make or create the blocking platforms. But then again, when it works, it works. Sergt going for another city. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? Now, there are no more dividers left in the deck, so this should be pretty interesting for both players, actually. Do we now go here? Yes, we do, says James. And I reckon just 3 points. It's also actually well, almost the only spot where we can place this crossroad 2. The other one was, of course, over here, and with the potential of taking a 6-point field, maybe. But when we have 2 meeples and one of our meeples is already stuck, then it's probably not the best idea to start taking fields, because usually fields are lost by the player who has more meeples stuck permanently, and in this case it is 100% sergt. 3, I guess 3 additional points, right? Because like this is also okay, just takes 4 points and gives 1 for the monastery, takes away the longer road, but this one gives tempo though. Yeah, that's what I thought. Done in a very quick fashion is sergt going for this 4 points and 1 for the monastery, but in the process, look what happens. The field is expanded by a huge amount, by 3 points as like starters. Then there is a monastery spot right here now for James with 4 meeples, and he will undoubtedly go for it. Now expands the field to 12 points, and you just remember what I said about the field um, prospects. They are going to favor the person who has more meeples free, and like overall less meeples permanently blocked. And as you can see here, that person is still sergt. The situation has not changed, and yet he is going for the field attack, which I mean, it cannot possibly be correct. I get that the field is threatening to be like 15 points, but he's like never winning this field fight. Like never. Unless he can get some meeples blocked for James. But at the moment, it doesn't look like James has even a slight chance of getting his meeples blocked. Because we have a shared feature over here, a field meeple over here, and then, well, I guess you can try to block the monastery, right? But it's quite a long way from happening. Had Red meepled the second monastery, it would already be completed for 9 more points. Is that in the previous game or in this game? No, it kind of has to be in the previous game, which is unfortunate because seemingly the chat has not really worked. 4 quick points above instead of 3. I mean, yeah, that is true. Not sure if it was during the crossroad or during the monastery, but I mean, like technically, if you think about it, 4 points with the crossroad is not really 4 points though, because it also gives a point to the monastery, and 3 points here is just 3 points, and it also gives some tempo, right? Because it just simply forces sergt to potentially do something for the city. A triple city sequence is drawn by sergt, and he is now threatening to actually finish the city, though there are no starting tiles now. There are 2 city crossroads, and there are 2 daggers, so this is very easily blockable. Also, it's kinda doable with this tile too, right? Like, James could theoretically go here, or I guess I mean yeah, he can go here as well, but that doesn't give the full block here, or the full prevention of the completion of this city. Whereas limiting to a triple city with a road is gonna give some clarification on this situation, and it's going to make sure that that city does not get blocked. And it is indeed what James goes for. With +3 for sergt at the moment. Oh, wait, I had already forgotten about the first meeple of sergt on the field. So actually, he's now currently not trying to equalize the field, he's trying to actually get a majority on the field. Well, then suddenly this isn't that bad, because now both players have 2 meeples invested in this project over here. And well, green has a 3-point blocked meeple versus a 6-point meeple, which requires a lot of work. James will also be certainly looking to drop a second farmer somewhere, but where exactly though? I mean, could go actually here maybe. Like, because this spot and this spot, well, actually only this spot, is really kinda in a need of a tile that allows the connection to happen from both from the top side and from the right. So, whereas this will only allow the connection to the field to be made from the right side. So it's not that great to go here. Also, this connection is blockable with one tile because there are no daggers remaining in the deck. There are indeed no daggers remaining in the deck. So what do we do with this? We are just about dead equal in points and not, I mean, yeah, basically dead equal on the points. The only thing sergt has as extra is this 6-point field. But in all likelihood, it will get connected to the main field at some point, likely through a curve. Giving a long thought about this. Let's make sure that I am actually, like, not failing. Yeah, it's just James taking a long time to think about this. Where would I go? Where would I go? Because, yeah, it, it's just not the best spot to attack from. Because even it's like blockable from here with one move, and then you are like heavily relying on the connection being made here. And I think, I mean, the best bet for James is to now take this city, so that he will be able to maintain the chances of of the field connection from both now from the left side and from the right side. And sergt likely, I want to say, will be dropping a third farmer here, or maybe not. Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. We might still want to keep a secondary meeple in our hand for whatever, but that is not the way to go. Sergt, 4 points getting taken by James, and sergt gets his curve, but he's instead going to not even give this one extra point for James. Instead, he will just be bringing in his farmers from the right side and from the bottom side. It does require um, one extra tile, one extra road tile, as opposed to this, but at least it does still keep the tension with the monastery going on, as it's not really easy at all for James to go over here with another monastery then. And yeah, it's just gonna be generally annoying to deal with square. And James gets blocked on the bottom side. Does still have the left side to work with, but if he goes over here right now, this square can get blocked, at least to a starting tile, but it does not. The second meeple gets spawned in to the field by James, and sergt having a bit of a tough call now to be making. Since he is ahead on the field, do you take points over here or points from here, or do you even drop a fourth farmer? And points is what sergt does. And now I guess we should be seeing a third farmer coming from James, because this is just a wonderful spot to place a farmer to. At least it looks that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there are still plenty of connection tiles. I'm counting at least one more curve. And also probably straight roads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there are just plenty of connection tiles to get this third farmer in. And then it's going to be a very interesting end game, because both players are going to be anxiously looking to drop a fourth farmer, but then when the other player when the other party drops the farmer, then the other one will keep scoring points. Though maybe scoring the points doesn't matter at this point anymore, and actually I very much doubt it will, because look at the situation. So plus 4 for James, plus 10, plus 7, and then the field is equal. So plus 7 for James, and this field is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 24 points. With 14 tiles, 24 points is actually very difficult to get, because you would have to create the features yourself, as in like maybe a Dorito over here, and then wait for a city cap. But then if you don't even meeple the city, then your opponent might just take the city cap and finish the city themselves. So I want to say that probably it's purely going to come down to the field. Like whoever gets the fourth meeple in has to just simply trust that the other player does not get to do that. Whoa! But this is I don't know about this, man. I don't know about this. This is actually not that great, because James can go here with any city tile, and because he's ahead in points, and James can score extra points for the monastery, and there are no dividers remaining, like going here and meepling this 1-point city is going to guarantee that James will be the only player scoring points for the rest of the game, as long as sergt is remaining without meeples. And in order to get a meeple back, sergt will have to go with a Dorito on this square and actually simply give 3 points to James, which will then put the situation back to plus 7. Yep, now we just meeple this stuff, and I mean, we are now enjoying a good life. That's all that we are doing. Enjoying the good life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some triple cities, well, one triple city and oh no, two triple cities remaining. And as we can see here, sergt is simply trying to get the meeple back as soon as possible, because this plan now failed, and now it is time, surely now it is time for one or the other player to place their fourth and final meeple onto the field. Surely now is the time, but actually this tile is a bit awkward to do that action for James. What you are like really trying to look for is a city cap, or at least some city tile to go over here with and drop a farmer, because then it's like the easiest way to connect to the field. Or maybe you could get like a curve here and then a straight road here. A regular monastery would also do, which there are still, well, one remaining. So going over here, dropping a farmer, you could then use both road tiles and field plus field tiles to connect. sergt takes away, James takes away the field connection opportunity. And I think there is one curve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is one curve. So if sergt wants, he can go here and can drop a farmer. The downside is that it will only be a 50-50 shot of getting the correct tile to get to the field. And potentially meanwhile, James can go over here, drop a farmer, and connect with and just simply connect that way. Or you can do this also, which does it work? 1, 2. Oh, this works. This works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this definitely works. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, it's still blockable with one tile, because you could always get blocked by the curve, but there are simply quite a many tiles to fit into this square, and James responds in kind with a farmer of his own and with two sides to connect from, and unfortunately with this type of tile I do not see sergt actually pulling off a successful block on both sides, because this connection doesn't actually even matter as long as this is alive, and I don't think it's that possible to even block. Although it does seem that there were quite a lot of city tiles remaining, but I think there should be like a straight road remaining in the hand of James. sergt does get the dagger. Yeah, straight road is gonna be the connection tile for James, and that is gonna do it. James gets the fourth meeple to the field and is going to equalize the field, and with that is going to maintain his small but effective enough of a lead of 7 points, and will take the second point of the duel, and the first match point for Italy. Let's see if table 4 has resolved itself, and let's actually do it in a faster manner this time. Well, table 4 has actually indeed been resolved, and it has been resolved in Italy's favor, with Francesca Baraldi taking an 0-2 win against Konstantin Butin. RCP Italy now in an 0-2 situation, and we also have some other updates as well. Interestingly, actually, Tarakanov versus Diogo Govici on table 5 has gone 2-0 in the RCP way. And now we have on table 1 and on table 2, we have a decider going on, which means that RCP will have to win both of those deciders in order to get a win from Italy today. And that is not an easy task, even though Mikhail and Vladimir are potentially the top players of RCP. So let's take a look at what Mikhail-rus can do. "28 tiles remaining. With somewhat low scores at the moment. More cities being fed really to the field of polo. And he'll be very happy with it at the moment, at least, as it is a 15-point field, plus followed by another 6-point field, and maybe threatening to actually unify both fields together to bring a bit more safety on it. And there's also this idea of going over here, which would serve polo quite well, I would say. It would potentially take away maybe even all field connection opportunities. Well, not everything, but almost everything. Just adds a point on the monastery, which is fine. Now there is a field attacking opportunity still for Mikhail over on the right side. But Polo getting a monastery will, I mean, surely we gotta go here. And we unify the fields. We are basically guaranteeing the field with those two meeples. Well, maybe not quite yet if Michal finds a good weaseling out of this. One such thing could be actually not this, because this is the final vanilla. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no vanillas remaining. There are no road monasteries. There is, well, there are 2 regular monasteries remaining. So some field attacks can still be made via from here. But then how do you get the second people in? That's the real question. I'm not quite sure. Maybe like pull a stunt from here through a curve, then a monastery. But the real question also is that how badly does Michael even need to attack that field? +3 on the scoreboard, which is negated by these 2 monasteries. +7, +8, +5, +6. And then, yeah, -15. So the field is definitely going to be a huge issue for Mikhail. We can get 2 points here plus a point to our monastery, but we really it seems that we do have to come up with something big quite fast actually, because being down 15 points and also Ricardo is threatening to make even more cities onto the field, maybe dropping a third farmer, which I would not be surprised about. These 3-pointers are not really going to cut it, but there aren't really like any big features on the board except for the field. Maybe third farmer. Farmer does indeed come, and now we are in quite the trouble as Mikhail. We are going to be taking the ruin, or well, we could, but we don't. At least will we get blocked though? There is one dagger, there are 2 daggers. We do, but we still have the dagger left. I mean, that's fine, because we can now score 7 points with the dagger. Now I was a bit surprised to not see the field side going on the left, providing a second monastery spot, but I guess Mikhail had this mapped out further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One regular curve still remaining, and Polo trying to not give away any extra points for Mikhail in the form of unifying all the fields. And I mean, it doesn't look that great, though maybe there's an opening. If Polo goes, yeah, because an attacking opportunity to the field has risen as a result of this monastery. So maybe Mikhail can do something like going over here, drop a farmer, connect, and then here, and then get a monastery and connect over here. Like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 24 points. And that is for sure dealing with the issue of the field, which is the main issue. Now, something like this maybe could be in order, like going here, but that is not what we do. Okay. Now, does the attack come? I think there's still one curve remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There was still one curve. A bit surprised that we didn't go here. Because, like, Mikhail is still going to need a boatload of points. And these lonely monasteries worth 4 points and these 3-pointers, they are just not going to be enough. Polo could actually even, well, maybe even just take the ruin here, because it is the highest scoring feature on the board, right? It is the highest scoring feature. And what do you actually need meeples for if you are Polo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 2 crossroads still left in the deck. 2 crossroads, a regular monastery, a curve, and then like some city tiles at least. The quad city seems to be left in the deck. We would have also gotten the curve, which is a real shame. Could have now connected our first meeple. And then maybe we go for the second one over here. We can still actually, try to get the first meeple in. We still have, like, what, 4 tiles after this? So, no. Mikhail says no, he is not going to attack the field. He's going to give up the field entirely. Can he win with just scoring? I kind of doubt it. We do get the road off, and we will be meepling a 3-point field for sure to guarantee that we won't be ending up in with a meeple surplus. Polo gonna be going over here, I think, for a 7-point move. 1 for the monastery and 6 for the new monastery. Surely. It also takes away the field attacking option. Actually, it doesn't, because there wouldn't be any tiles that fits here anymore that would allow a field connection. Mikhail gets 1 point on the monastery. Which maybe was a small inaccuracy. Like, what if we get a city cap? Like, are we not losing points for that? Maybe not. Now we just take a 4-point feature, I assume. Or can we take this? Are there city caps available in the deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There is 1 city cap remaining. So technically, I guess we could try to make an 8-point city and then drop a farmer, and then that would end up as a 11-point sequence with our final 2 moves. But how much do we need exactly? 9, 15, 23, 30, 33, 27, 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think we are minus 11. But hear me out. If we are minus 11 and we go here for an 11-point sequence, we are going to be winning if a draw happens, because we were not the starting player. And that also does assume that Polo cannot get any points anywhere. Which means basically that he would not get his hands on any city plus field tiles. But since we are at minus 11, I mean, we gotta go for it, right? Because there is no other plan of us getting 11 points. Not after this, right? Or is there one remaining city cap a dagger? There is, I see 1 here. I see 2 here. Oh wait, it is a dagger. Holy smokes. So that's a 7-point move then. But it's still 11 points max that we can get, even if we get the dagger and get this. Which can maybe be blocked anyway. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But since I'm counting that we are at -11, we gotta go. Like we have to get the city cap anyway, no matter what. Ooh, and now Polo cannot actually even block us, because if he goes here and we get the city cap, we will win. Actually, we will win. Maybe anyways. I think what? No. Oh, that was so risky, man. Because this doesn't matter. If we get the city cap, we get the necessary 7 points anyway. Oh, wait, no, 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 no. Because that's 3 plus 7 then with the city cap. And this is 3 plus 8. But now, after this, it would be 5 plus 7, so plus 12. And even then, if Ricardo gets somehow a point on his monastery, which wasn't actually possible without the city cap, and even with that, and even with the city cap, yeah, this was just going to be a winning plan for us, no matter what our opponent gets, as long as we get the city cap. It was a winning plan. It was a legit winning plan. So I think we should be losing by 2 points here, because we got 4 plus 5, so 9, and we were down 11 points, right? So if we are losing by 2 points at the end here, we should be, yeah, then this would then this was definitely a winning plan. With a 33% chance. And 2 points it indeed is. And Polo pulls up ahead just by an inch. But that inch is enough, because it provides a victory for Ricardo on table 1, and it will put Italy at a 1-3 lead, and they will take this match down, which is, I would say, a small miracle. Let's see still how Vladimir Kovalev is doing. He does do his own things, and he handles his own stuff. Has been able to get a 2-1 victory over Giulio Tomao, but that is not quite enough for RCP, and Italy has actually done it. They have done it. They have defeated the beast. Well, maybe not defeated, but at least momentarily tamed the beast of what we call RCP, and they will be getting a third win. Italy that is, of course, and RCP will, I mean, still have a great tiebreakers. Don't get me wrong, they still have +6 on the tiebreakers with 2 match wins. So if they, who's their final opponent? Results B. So if they manage to win against Germany in the last week, then they are probably still gonna be having quite decent chances. I guess it depends. I guess it'll depend on how Germany is gonna do today still, because they are playing against Poland actually right now, but we won't be streaming that. We will be streaming Argentina Spain instead. And because Argentina Spain has already started, we will be rapidly moving on. Congratulations once again for Italy and certainly big moves were made today. Okay, let's switch the scoreboards a little bit. That should do it. And I will be putting one game up for you to see. Let's see. Let's go for maybe for table 2. So Webby versus Valet 13. And in the meanwhile, I will do a quick uh, a lineup check here. So on table 1 uh, we have Big Nacho 610, also known as Ignacio Infante, versus Rafael Castillo from Spain under the alias of 2020 Rafa. Then on table 2, Juan Amoroso with the screen name Webby, playing against the Valet 13. That's Valet Avalos. Table 3, Alejandro Hernandez. That's Ale Rosario versus Loku Ilo. Table 4, Lionel Munoz versus Camares. And finally, on table 5, Matias Conti versus King Calodion. And as you can see, the first game we will be watching the the rest of the first game from will be from Webby versus Valet, and maybe even the second game of theirs as well, because I like seeing full games. And we will also update the scoreboard after this game concludes. I suspect that there might already be finished game or games. But looking good for red here. So 52 to 29. So plus 23 on the scoreboard. Then we have plus 26 equal monastery plus 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 9. And then the field is controlled by red with looking to go to 4 to 2 advantage. So plus 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So plus 24 for the field. And are there triple cities with a road? There's one, there's two. There is still one triple city with a road. So that can still rack up some points for Webby. But I don't think rack up some points for Valet, of course. But I don't think even that will be enough to save Valet in this game. Because this is gonna be like maybe 20 points or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 18 points plus, well, it's gonna come with a farmer anyway, so basically just 18 points. And that is not quite enough to cover the field plus some extra. So the first game is gonna go to Webby for sure, I think. And the triple city is also drawn. And we can see still a minor lead for Webby. and also was able to retrieve the meeple in his hand, to his hand, and still will be able to use it for something. Meanwhile, Valet gonna be taking a 4-point road, I guess, from here or from here. I don't think it matters all that much, but we shall give a Valet the time he needs to figure out the remaining tile in Webby's hand, and then try to make the most precise move that he can. A 4-point road is being taken from the top, and it did indeed not matter in the slightest, as Juan was going to be able to take the 4-point road either on the top side or at the bottom. So 1-0 for Juan to kick things off in Argentina's favor. And currently, I believe that well, most of the teams, well, 2 teams at the moment are at, no, 3 teams are at 1 win. That includes Argentina and Spain, and then Vietnam also at 1 win, France at 2 wins, and Brazil at 2 wins. So this is going to definitely be a important win for either party, putting them at 2 wins, and then potentially being able to get their 3rd win on the final week would certainly be great to be able to do. So currently Webby leading 1-0, and also Lionel Munoz on table 4, also leading 1-0 against Camares. So far so good for Argentina. Three points for Valle and a early city, which does get harassed by Red. And a nice monasteries to start things off. Valle looking to, I guess, simply restrict this square to a crossroad, but I don't think it's going to bring that much value, unlike I think Valle is thinking it will do, because upon restricting this square to a crossroad, there will be a situation where Webby is likely going to get out of this with one of the 3 remaining field crossroads, but then where Red is going to get out of this with one of the 3 remaining crossroads, but then this guy is going to get potentially stuck for 5 points against this monastery. Maybe restricted to a dagger, maybe something else, but it will likely be not that easy for Valle to find proper tiles here to continue or to finish this road. Which is why I think it might even be better to wait for Webby to go here with a curve. and to kind of sacrifice these couple extra points just so that it'll be red who actually has to find stuff over here. Blocking attempts are being made by Valet, but to no avail, as one does get the 8-point city out, and in by returning the favor, so does Valet, though instead of 8 points gets 6. Still in a teeny tiny lead on the scoreboard. Valet going for the block, and now we do see as Juan finds a curve immediately and is now looking to grab another straight road, which there seem to have been gone quite a many already, with 1, 2, 3, 4 gone, so 4 still remaining to fit into this square. A crossroad will not actually, a crossroad would also do just fine, because Valet will be waiting for this field crossroad the same way as Juan does, except that Juan is gonna be claiming this meeple back versus Valet still having his road unfinished. But if we go with the crossroad here, then it's just gonna be like an extra road for Juan, and then these guys are just fighting their own battle there. Crossroad is being used, but not to a crossroad spot. Instead takes away his 4-point city. Not quite sure if I can bless that move, given that there were still quite so many city caps with road to the right side in the deck. But when you need crossroads to multiple places, now here, maybe here, maybe here, it's like you're not gonna get that many crossroads during the game, you know. Like there are, after all, 8 crossroads max, and it is very rarely that one player gets all 8. One going for a an indirect city completion, trying to get either a divider or just simply a Dorito, and finishing either 2 4-point cities or a 6-point city. A 6-point city, of course, being the better option out of those two, given that Valet now has a stronghold on the field with basically 2 meeple force. Webbi trying to decide whether to do a maybe even a direct save, maybe an indirect save, or will we do a save at all? Maybe we just take a city. Yeah, it is possible. And I assume that now we do get restricted to the quad crossroad, but this block is not actually that important. You see, because we can always get a straight road on this square, then getting a block on this square by Valet is potentially also going to take out his own meeple eventually. And I guess it doesn't matter anymore as we draw just 2 crossroads back to back. And we get away with basically everything, and even a third crossroad back to back. It seems that Juan really was listening to the stream here when I said that there are only 8 crossroads in the deck, and it is not guaranteed that you get all that many. But Juan decides that it is his life purpose to get almost all of the crossroads, if not all actually. I don't think Vale has actually gotten a single one so far. This was Reds. This is, I think, also Reds. For 2 crossroads, 3 crossroads for Red, 4, 5, and 6 crossroads for Red out of the 6 that have occurred so far. So that is quite a bit of decent luck there for webbi. Now we do have some vulnerabilities with our city over here, which we do need to resolve somehow. This is not quite the time to do it though. But there are still all types of tiles remaining, so cities with double road, there are starting tiles, and there are also triple cities with a road. So this city as of right now is currently unblockable. This one I don't really get. So we are starting a 4-point city, to which we need tiles that we should already be using over here. I don't know what that is. I mean, it just looks like kind of a waste of a meeple. Sure, there are gonna be like situations where we can benefit from this 4-point road at the same time, such as with a triple city with a road. But then, is it still worth the 5-point ruin? Then, like, not necessarily, no. I mean, we could have actually just simply gone over here and leave it unmeepled, right? Because like now it's blocked. And it seems that like this was actually blockable with one single tile. Because you see, it requires a dagger, but they are all gone. There's 1, there's 2, and there is where was the third one? There it is. There's the third one. So we now have a blocked meeple, but webbi decides to still save it for nothing. I think he is definitely miscounting tiles, which is unfortunate for him, because he could have, and I think should have, just used a tile to go over here, this way, so that this city will never get completed and thus will never provide points for the field, which is currently occupied by blue, and which is only worth 3 points plus 3 points at the moment. So it's not even a worthy field. Important question, do we go here as webbi? And webbi says yes. Does not matter that we create 2 cities to the fields. It just matters that we get a meeple back. Vale also getting a meeple back, but as a result has to sacrifice 1 point, actually 2 points, and give 2 meeples back to webbi. So a decent trade? Hell no, but we do need the meeples. Vale, on the other hand, the scoreboard is looking absolutely horrendous. We do get quick points, but this field is gonna get snatched by webbi immediately. Well, maybe not with this tile. but it's also understandable to do it with this tile because it's just 6 points and it can still grow to 9 points, I think, with the help of a monastery, right? Or we can just take the city cap. That also works. Now it is 9 points and it's already with only 2 moves. With only 2 moves, it is now better than the primary field that was taken by Valet at the beginning of the game. Webby could go. I don't know. Do we just go for a 3-point field? If there are any city caps remaining, I guess we should do that. And we do. So apparently there are still city caps remaining. And Webby is getting those city caps. So 7 pointers all over, and this is, yeah, this game is definitely over. Has been a long time ago. 5-point road, unification of the fields, and actually taking away 6 additional points from Valet with the road. So 5 plus 6, so an 11-point move. Valet responds with attacking this field of 9 points and grabbing the monastery. So 16 points with his final 2 moves, but the scoreboard deficit of Valet is simply too much, and he does not have enough features on the board to try and climb out of this one. So this is going to be a swift 2-0 win in favor of the Argentinian, and they will be the first ones on the scoreboard. With 24-point difference. And we shall take a look if any other games have finished. Which seemingly have. So we have currently 1-0s all over the board. So Spain leading 1-0 on tables 1 and 3. And Argentina winning or leading 1-0 on tables 4 and 5. Plus, of course, the match point from table 2. And one teeny tiny update. We also have another match point for Argentina coming from table 4 with Lionel Munoz versus Camares, and Argentina now leading 2-0. And Spain is currently very much in the ropes, needing to win on tables 1, 3, and 5, and not even being in the lead in all of them. It's going to be a long journey. Let's see if Rafa is going to be able to climb his way out as the first Spanish player. He is facing Big Nacho, so the rating favorite currently is losing, as we can see from the scoreboard. But maybe Ignacio has some tricks up his sleeve in the second game. So far, it's looking kind of grim, at least on the scoreboard. We have some monastery action from both sides. 6 plus 6 plus 5. So 17 points from monasteries for red, and then 8 plus 6. So plus 3 from monasteries for red. Minus 2, let's say plus 2 for blue, plus 5, plus 10, plus 11, plus 10, plus 16, plus 14. So plus 14 from the board features and minus 15 on the scoreboard, which means that Nacho at the moment is -1 overall. So not that bad. The thing is that there are /is stuff that both players can do. So there's a 4-point road up for grabs with one of the 2 remaining road Doritos. And especially for Rafa, this would be nice, because it will be a 7 points move, and for Nacho, only a 1 point move. Rafa handling his monasteries. And trying to maybe get them finished. I'm not sure what he's gonna do with them. All the daggers are actually gone to both sides. So maybe if there is a field Dorito, then Rafa will go over here and block the city, but keep the chances alive of saving at least one of the monasteries. Note that there are no starting tiles, so this city as well as the monastery are blocked. And Nacho, does he go over here? How much does he really want to finish the city? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are still 3 Doritos. And 3 Doritos could do wonders. And he does indeed go for the killing strategy. Does indeed want to finish the city. Rafa could actually do some nasty stuff. Maybe going over here and limiting this, well, this square, for example, actually to the 1 remaining city crossroad. And then this one, maybe he goes with another another Dorito and blocks the city entirely. It's not a bad move. At least it doesn't seem like it. We could also, I guess, play it safe. Go over here. Or maybe over here. And try to threaten the eventual completion of this city. If there are enough city caps. And it kind of seems that there are still some remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Still 5 city caps remaining. Okay, so Rafa goes on the other side, which, I mean, it's still fine. It's going to not provide the same blocking chances, or is it? Actually, it just might, because we can still get a Dorito and go over here. Then Nacho is gonna need a city crossroad over here, which now falls into the hands of Rafa. So finishing this city is now pretty much just a distant memory, and that it is, because there is nothing to fit into the square. There are no city caps with road, there are no road Doritos, and there are no triple cities with road even. So this city cannot get finished at all. And that is the beauty of knowing just how many tiles of which type are remaining. You can do stuff like this with good conscience. and you can be happy that you just simply draw the one and only tile that fits into the square. Note that this was still a good move by Nacho, so securing the top side of the city from being restricted into a city cap with a road also. So this the full purpose of this move was to still be able to keep the chances alive of finishing the city. Rafa adding a meeple onto his meeple bank in his hand, and now looking to, on his next move, go onto the field over here, which Nacho was laying out for himself, but might have to take it now himself, and he does. Rather cleverly, I have to say. So, didn't notice that there were still tiles remaining, which could get him meeples back. Unfortunately, Rafa does manage to find the one and only field crossroad that was left in the deck that could have brought back 2 meeples for Nacho, which would have been just huge. And now the only possibility for Nacho to get meeples back is going to be from this monastery, which he does get a meeple back from. Very swiftly indeed. But it's difficult to see Nacho winning this nonetheless, with Rafa now having a chance to grab a meeple back from here, a meeple back from here, and I think he should be in a point lead also. Well, if he's in point deficit, it's not going to be much. Like it's definitely not going to be many points as a result of this completed 10-point city. Plus 22 for Rafa. Equal monasteries here. Plus 24, 20, 19, 10, 4, and equal plus 4 for Big Nacho. Yeah, like plus 12 for Rafa, and he has meeple advantage with meeples that he can still recover. So this is, or should be, pretty much a closed game for a player of Rafa's caliber. Meepling a 5-point ruin is perfectly fine. Looking to grab some value out of incoming road tiles with a 4-point road here and a 3-point road here. Can even meeple the roads like straight away. There doesn't seem to be all that much stuff that he needs the meeples for. We don't even need to actually care about this this city over here, though we might for just because we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, there were still two connection tiles, but why use your final meeple onto a feature that you do not actually need? Rather, maybe wait for road tiles and try to get that teeny tiny bit of extra value out of those tiles. But maybe there was also this argument, which I think was going to be a really valid argument of that when we go over here, then any tile that we get is going to be good, because either we get to actually connect to the ruin, or we get a meeple back immediately from either from here or from here. So like there was really no bad tile for us, except for apparently maybe this. but with like even with this, we could have just gotten a point on our ruin, I guess. So really, like no bad tiles in the deck for us if we go here. Five-point move, I guess. Yep. Nacho still was gonna be able to snatch these extra 6 points to his field and a 5-point road. So a nice chunk of points, but still nowhere near enough to compensate for the rather large meeple, not meeple, but score deficit that he was on. And this is going to be a win for Spain here, grabbing their first match point. .11 difference. And an 0-2 for Spain. On table 1, that is. And then, do we have finished games? Oh boy, do we do. Yes, we do. And Argentina-Spain is actually finished at the moment. Well, as of right now, it is finished. And we have had no deciders whatsoever. Every table has gone to 0 on in one way or another. And that means that we have we have 0-2 on table 3 and 2-0 on table 5. That looks about right. Actually, not quite yet. Let's actually put up the match score. And since we have a couple extra minutes before the beginning of Slovakia Uruguay, we can take a look at the group standings since well, we appreciate the very short match of Argentina Spain. So they are in group F, I think. Yep. So 2 wins France, 2 wins Brazil, and now 2 wins for Argentina with a +1 score. Well, +1 tiebreaker. And actually, now this is interesting. This is interesting because you can see it's going to be also at 8 and 7. Same with France, same with Brazil, same actually also with Spain, but they only have one match win. Oh no, wait, never mind. This was Spain's final match. So unfortunately, Spain is going to be eliminated. And this was definitely a must win for Spain, but unfortunately not quite able to get it done. So we know at least one country that will not be participating in the playoffs from Group F. So Argentina in 3, 2, 8, and 7. And then with tiebreakers for games won and lost, it's 20 to 16. That's 16, which will put them at the tippity top. So France earlier today was able to snatch that spot away from Brazil, and now Argentina will be snatching that spot away from France immediately. And we'll be having quite a week for the final one. for funsies, let's have a look-see at what matches we'll have for Group F. We'll have France versus Argentina and Brazil versus Vietnam. So Vietnam can actually even shuffle the deck, so to say, if they take a win over Brazil. And then this would be really interesting, because then France or Argentina will have 3 wins. Brazil 2 wins, Vietnam 2 wins. Yeah, this will be very interesting to see. And the tiebreakers will be certainly in a big factor there. Vietnam will be needing a really good win from Brazil, like 5-0, which is going to be really difficult to achieve if they want to actually fight for the 3rd spot, because they need good because they are going to need good tiebreakers if they are going to get to the playoffs from a 3rd spot. So potentially possible in practice, probably not. Let's be honest, but we'll see that next week. Right, let's get ourselves focused on Slovakia, Uruguay. Congratulations once again to Argentina for today's win. And good luck on both the teams for the final week. Well, good luck on to I guess Spain for watching from the sidelines on the action, and y'all can support the teams that you are now truly wanting to support, because you have no pressure anymore. The pressure is gone. Okay, first up, let's switch the scoreboards again with Slovakia, Uruguay. And then it is again in Group B. And well, we don't have that much stakes for Group B for either of these teams. As you can see, both teams have taken a incredible beating in this season, with 3 matches, 0 match wins, and only 2 duels won. That is a pretty big slap on, not even just on the wrist, but straight to the face, as as neither of these teams have doesn't have any hope of getting to the playoffs, but at least we get to see them play for 2 more weeks, and we get to see whether they can cause a loss of a playoff spot for some other team, because that is always an option. If you cannot win, if you cannot win yourself, you can always cause pain for others. And chaos is what is something that will certainly be unfolding on final week, as Uruguay and Slovakia will do their best to cause the most amount of chaos on the final week. Welcome, Lionel Munoz. Congratulations on your team's win. So, well, at least one of these teams, Uruguay or Slovakia, is not going to go home with 0 match wins. Only one of them might go. And today is going to be a good day for one or the other. Uruguay, I believe, is in the tournament for the first time in their history, and looking to grab their opening win at that. For the lineups, you can see are now above me. We have on table 1 Matej Tabak, a long-time veteran player, both online and also in live tables, has several times gotten to the top 3 or top 2 in the World Championships in Germany, and he'll be facing the highest rated player of Uruguay, I believe, BDDL, rated at a strong 600-ish, I think, at this stage, but his peak rating is well above that. On table 2, we have Radohu versus Fujin, 86. Table 3, misozak versus Mendeleiev. Table 4, Thomas, oh god, tomashrnciar versus Horatio Mastandrea, also better known as the Alchemist. And then on table 5, Matisek versus Berna UI. UI most likely just meaning Uruguay. So if you do want to see a specific table game or a duel, then do let me know in the chat, and we will try to accommodate your needs as best as possible once again. Now, I do kind of want to take a quick look-see at the ratings of these players. So I reckon we could get a nice and also a teaching lesson from table 2 and table 3. So let's start with table 2 with Radohu and Fujin 86. And seemingly there is a very speedy match incoming. Now, we are talking about Slovakia, so Slovakia is known to be really fast in their plays, especially when it comes to Matej Tabak. So there, so all the other Slovakian teammates might also have taken the same style, maybe as a result of Matej, but I've also heard that at least among some of the teammates there has not been like any practice whatsoever, so it might also just be coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidences when I see the entire team playing with a fast pace. So Fujin at the moment in a nice lead of 18-5 with still two tiles of two daggers to still fit into the square. Also trying to at the same time form a nice 7-point road for himself. We can go either here or we can go here, and we can kind of force Radohu to take this road and to also invest a meeple onto the same project here. But we don't, we just simply go for a 1 point on the road, which I can't argue with, because it was in danger of getting restricted to the same dagger, and we don't want that to happen, because we don't want a situation where we need the same types of tiles to multiple places, because that is inefficient and nobody likes inefficient. 10-point city finished for Fujin, responded by a monastery and a finished road for Radohu. And it does sort of kind of look like that, like there could be a field at the top for maybe 9 points. I guess maybe a curve over here, maybe a monastery and another curve, and then we have a 9-point field. Could also get, well, couple 6-point fields maybe. And well, we do get right into it with a curve for a 6-point field. Fujin could also take a field of his own for 6 points here, and I do believe this would actually be a really great move here. Not only is it taking the field, but he's also again preparing this road for himself. A 7-point road as an extra benefit of getting the dagger perhaps at some points of the game, releasing the meeple and getting extra value. Otherwise, I mean, I guess adding 1 point to the road, but it just doesn't achieve that much, you know. Yeah, Fortune finds it. We like it. We like it. I think this is definitely the best move here. And now we go here. Now we go here, and we don't meeple the road. We do not meeple the road. We just pre-finish the road. We go here. We don't meeple this. Woo! I like it. I like it. It's good. It's definitely good. Now we can focus on other stuff. We can. What do we do? We can start a new city from here, maybe? Go with a curve, block the city, block the monastery, something like that. Just start a city from somewhere safe, I guess. Maybe you can also, like, going over here, starting a new city, also not that bad. But you really gotta start the city, though. You gotta start the city if you go here. And now, look what we have made. As a result of 2 curves, we have finished ourselves a an 8-point road. And yeah, the gift that keeps on giving. We are now plus 30 points. We also see a rather dangerous attack from Radohu, as he's trying to connect to the 6-point field. Also something that is hardly even worthy to attack, but well, the attack is still being made to a 6-point field via a curve when there are actually several curves already gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 2 curves remained, and a curve is found by Radohu, but just look at the situation though. Minus 38 on the scoreboard. Now slightly less, minus 24 still as a result of the city. And these monasteries are, well, plus 2 only for Radohu. And this road is equal to the field. So a horrible situation for the Slovak player. Fujin shouldn't have any issues going for a 7-point monastery over here. I mean, I guess you could also meeple the field, but like, why take 6 points over 7? I don't really like that. I gotta say, I don't really like it. Like, again, it's the field is 6 points, but the monastery was going to be 7. So that's just minus 1 for really no reason. But okay, it doesn't really matter because we are so far ahead. What might have to be careful about is the fact that there is still one divider remaining. So we gotta be definitely careful about this potential attack to the large shared city by Radohu. And this could be our downfall in the worst case scenario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's also one Dorito remaining. And I mean, there are always city caps remaining. Like, come on, there are always city caps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 3 city caps remaining. Although one of them is the divider. So let's say 2 city caps, a Dorito, and the divider. So all those combined, Radohu still can complete a massive, massive feature over here. And also, in the worst case, also get a meeple at the same time of actually finishing the city. Or Radohu can just go over here. Nah. Now this isn't really going to work because we are so far behind that these 4 pointers, when there are 7 tiles left in the game, they are like just not gonna be enough. Like they are just not enough. Fujin trying to find value for the triple city with the road, and I guess 2 points is what we are gonna take. Although actually we could go maybe do something like this, and to prevent the divider, that could something that we should maybe do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, like if we go over here like this, point the road upwards, then we are defending from the divider from this side, and maybe this can be attacked here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it cannot be attacked because there are no Doritos with field. So if we go here with the field with the roadside upwards, oh boy, Radohu gets a divider, Fujin gets a city cap, but I think there's still one city cap and one Dorito left in the deck. Also, if Fujin would have found this move, I would have like so wanted to call the arbiters and like check if he's watching the stream because that is just not a move that a 400 rated player would find under like normal circumstances. Like he would then have to be like under like drugs or something, because that is like kind of ridiculously difficult um, move to find for a 400, because they don't think of stuff because they just don't think of stuff like that. They think of they think of stuff like uh, oh, I can attack like straight up, and I can do a move that is going to, oh my god, we gotta block. Surely we gotta block as Fujin. We gotta find the block. Now this is not a hard thing to find. We do find it. I think there was still one city cap remaining, but I'm not going to swear on that. But I think there was, and that would have been one of the absolute most ridiculous comebacks of at least the week, if not the season, because that city is big. Radohu getting a field crossroad instead, taking 4 points, and is it a city cap? Yes, it is, and it was definitely a must to block the city. Three-pointer, and we should still be winning by Actually, should we? It kind of looks like there are surprisingly a lot of a lot more points for a Dohu than I thought there was. $76, a shared field, 3 extra for red, 3 extra for green, and another 3. Oof, by only 5 points. How is that even possible? Because like Fujin was in the lead by like what 25 or something when we arrived to the table. Like it was actually a ridiculous lead. How did he only win by 5 points? I have no idea. Oh, nice. Yeah, great point, Isna. So we did do a little imprecision here as Fujin. Well, rather, actually, just a straight up mistake, because we we should go over here instead, because here we block the cities at the same time, just like we do here, but we also get 3 extra points for connecting to the 6-point field. Nice find there indeed. So something that I should have also noticed myself, but maybe in the in the uh, being under the influence of excitement, I I did miss that. But a great point. So the Uruguayan falls into the 0-1 lead. What? Goes into a 1-0 lead, and let's see. We should be having some other games also being finished, and we definitely do, with actually 3 other games going to Slovaks on table 1, 3, and 5. So Mate, Tabak, misozak, as well as Matisek all getting a lead over their opponents. So let's see how then we are dealing with the table 3 with misozak versus Mendeleiev. So this should be the second game, right? Yep. I mean, we're just 2 minutes in. I mean, just look at this. I mean, used 1 minute and 20 seconds, 1 minute and 20 seconds, and we have already placed like 20 tiles. That's like, what is that? Like maybe 8 seconds per move, which is not much. Not much. A monastery cluster for red gets away with one of them, and a early field base for misozak. Also a blocked meeple for 2 points for Mendeleiev. So definitely preferring Slovak's position here with the stronghold on the field, a live city, basically equalize the monasteries, and a somewhat long, let's say a lengthy road of 7 points. I mean, like, yeah, I get that Green had the big ruin, but like, Was it really that big that it like straight up took away all the advantage of red? Because like red's advantage was like huge. Like I said, like maybe like 25 points or something. I mean, I know the city was big, but I didn't expect it to be that big. Okay, an attack being made by Mendeleiev on the long road, and a double block attempt being made by misozak, one on the road and one on the city, and I believe we should definitely prioritize the city here as Mendeleiev, as he does. Even meeples the 1 point city, which is great. Now we still have 3 road Doritos to fit into that square. The block is being made on the road, but Mendeleev immediately finds himself a crossroad and now is making a blocking attempt of his own and forcing misozak to go on defensive. Not that it's all bad. Wow. Nah, this gotta be a mistake. This one has to be a mistake. I mean, just just an overall great spot to go over here. Point the road to the right. Save the spot. Continue the city. Continue the city. Continue the city. Finish the city. Get some points. And like easy build up of a monastery. Like this has to be a mistake. I mean, it's only a 4 point spot here, man. I get that it's a stacked monastery, but like here in this scenario, this stacked monastery is not that powerful because this monastery was also sharing a square with this one, a square which yellow had no intention of actually finishing at any point, but only these 2 squares were the worries of yellow. And if we just go here, then we can simply try to finish that monastery instead of this one, and also again keep alive this city, which was very much alive. Like we had plenty of tiles to go here. Okay, I do get that it was only like a Dorito or a triple city away from getting blocked over here, but if it does get blocked at the bottom, then at least it would also force Mendeleev to actually invest even more tiles to blocking and just give us more points on a ruin. Whereas now it is still a ruin, but it doesn't come with the extra points of being blocked. You know. This one also not a huge fan of, because now we get. I mean, getting restricted to a 50-50 is not that bad, but because it restricts 3 meeples at the same time, that's where it does become a liability. I also don't know why we went over here as opposed to here. Because if we get the Road Monastery, then surely a 9 point spot is going to be better than 8 points and then maybe getting the monastery and this city blocked. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Seems like there are a lot of inefficiencies in misozak's game. Mendeley finally gets his road Dorito and now waiting for one more Dorito to arrive, which misozak will certainly not be giving away for free. Should be going over here and trying to get a Dorito himself limiting this square to a triple city, which there would be then only one remaining in the deck. This one, I don't think is that powerful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, you'll be able to like attack slash defend with different types of tiles. But when you have only one meeple, you really don't want to you just really don't want to attack. You want to just cause issues for the city. You don't want to attack it straight away, especially when there is only one triple city remaining. It does get finished. Mendeleiev moves into the lead, and now we are in trouble. As misozak, we have a blocked city worth 6 points versus a blocked city worth 2 points, so that's +4. We have an additional monastery with 6 points. We have a city which... Would we ever drop a farmer on that city? Like after we finish it, and then connect through the road monastery? Maybe. But it does not look like we are gonna get the chance to do so. Mendeleiev really going for the entire block, and I want to say he will be going for that right now. This ruin is also going to heavily favor red here, because he is now practically the only player with meeples. Like, there is like almost no universe where misozak can use his final meeple to get a sizable ruin, even though, again, it is sizable, but it is a ruin, which means that we would be burning our final meeple to a feature that cannot be finished. And when we have a lot of issues with our setup here, we have just one single tile that we would be getting a meeple back with, which would also give a meeple back to Mendeleiev. And now that road monastery is actually drawn, and I don't really actually see Mendeleiev placing it over here. I don't see that happening, because we would really like to keep misozak at one meeple for the entirety of the game. He will not go here. He shouldn't go here. And he doesn't go there. Instead, simply 2 points, which is fine. Not sure if it was important to take it from here. Maybe it was even slightly worse to expand the field. But after all, I mean, misozak, is he actually going to even unify the fields? I don't think he will, because I don't think that unifying the fields over here is a good idea. It will give away a 6-point road for Mendeleiev when he finds a straight road. And we can just go over here as misozak, take 2 points, and give another empty city cap onto the field. Onto our field, most importantly. If Mendeleiev connects over here and overtakes this field, it'll be 12 points, but so is this. Plus, we would have an additional city cap. And we need all the help we can get. And maybe, in some scenarios, we draw every single straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and there are still 3 of those remaining. So maybe, again, in some cases, we draw all of the straight roads, and we even get to keep these 9 points. We get to double score these 9 points. Mendeleiev. I mean, but now surely Mendeleiev will go here. Like, he has to go here. Like, this is, yeah, because this is just a no-brainer. This is -9 from misozak, +3 from Mendeleiev, and he's creating this 6-point road. So, unfortunately, now we have to figure out a rabbit out of the hat. +11 for Mendeleiev. This is 9 points, so +20, +22 equal 21, 15, 10, 9, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and equal. So equal without having connected to the field, and an extra meeple in hand. Looking very, very great for Mendeleiev. It was just better to take the monastery 1 square up, just in case yellow draws all the remaining straight lines. But like the thing is that we don't necessarily even need to connect to the field, right? And we can always connect the fields anyway through the remaining crossroads or curves, because there just was a lot of connection tiles still remaining, all that we can use to connect the fields, either for just simply +9, or we get or we just get the straight roads and we simply overtake the field. And like it's like statistically almost entirely impossible for misozak to get every single straight line, a crossroad, and the regular curves to deny to deny all of that from happening. So just taking 2 points and keeping the meeple majority in your hand for the potential new openings for the field in case we need to do that, I think it's totally viable. We don't need to risk a 1 meeple for the sake of like 3 extra points, you know. We just don't need that. Mendeleiev now also gets the straight road, gets 6 points, equalizes the field, and now we are in deep, deep trouble for misozak's pot. We need to somehow figure out a way how we can attack the field and win the field, and still that is not going to be enough, I think. 17 for plus 17 for misozak, then plus 17 plus 26, 28 equal 27, 21, 20, 15. Yeah, so plus just straight up plus 15 and an extra meeple. So even with the field, misozak would only be at plus 3 and no meeples. So this is basically impossible to win. But we can always try. So maybe we go over here, take points. Because we have to take points. Come on, like attacking straight up with a ninja farmer is nice, but we can't win with only plus 3. We need more. Now this would put us at plus 10 if we can get ourselves to the field with our final meeple afterwards. And plus 10 is a heck of a lot better than plus 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are no crossroads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Maybe a starting tile? No starting tile. Needs a dagger at bottom followed by a curve. Yeah, like this, yeah. But if we go here now, like it could be our only chance to attack the field. That is true. That is true. But like we can't win with only +3. It will just never work because Mendeleiev with just one of his meeples just gets a 6-point field and that's like poof, the game is over. Even if we would get to the field. Like Mendeleiev just doesn't have to do anything here. Just as long as he meeples like a 6-point field, he will always win if we just straight up go for the field with our final meeple instead of taking the points here. But I mean, you're right. We don't really have a chance to attack the field because now this is the final remaining curvy tile, and there are also no crossroads. So I have no clue how we are going to do anything for the field. I have no idea. Oh, wait. Can we go over here? Can we do this? Or this? Then we get another city plus field tile. Then we go here and then we connect through like a tube divider or a vanilla. Which might be remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No vanillas. How about the tubes? 1, 2. There is. There is a tube divider. So if we go here, then we find a field plus field tile. We drop a farmer, or we find a city plus field tile and we drop a farmer. Then we get a tube divider and we go through and we get to the field. Because now this might just be enough to give us the win. Because now we are at basically +10 if we get to the field. But we are the starting player. But like we have to attack the field. We have to figure out something to attack the field. And this is the only possibility that I see of getting any sort of action to the field. And yeah, this is just not it. This is not it. One, yeah, because this offers us nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. But what could we even use to attack? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe another city cap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. But there isn't like even any city tile except for the tube divider. There's an extender. Yeah, there was this. Which means that we could have actually had a legitimate plan. A legitimate plan of attacking the field. Because we could have gone over here with this tile. We could have gotten the extender, go over here, drop a farmer, and then connect through this tile. And I heavily doubt that Mendeleiev would have found the winning technique there and then gone over here with a straight road and then with another one over here. Because first of all, seeing this, like you have to realize what it can do, like what is the final plan and what are exactly the tiles remaining in the deck. And 461 does not seem like the rating to me that would find all of that. I heavily doubt that Mendeleiev would have found all of that. So this means that there was at least a possibility still to potentially win the game. Maybe. It's also like a big question mark because if Mendeleiev just gets the 2 straight roads, then could have also simply gone, I think, just for here for 4-point road, and then that would be a win by a draw, I think. So maybe this couldn't. So maybe even this would not be a winning plan. But like it's a winning plan if your opponent makes an inaccuracy, and you get the best tile run out. And we didn't have anything else, so at least not to my understanding. So when we don't have any options, we gotta really use our imagination and really try to come up with the most desperate options that we can that still give us a even a small chance of winning. And that was gonna give us indeed that. But Mendeleev does equalize the score on table 3, and it is now a decider time. And we shall see if we have some updates to give. And oh boy, we do. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, we do. We have 2-0 on table 1, where Matej Tabak has been able to take down the Uruguayan highest rated player, BDDL. Then Radohu has been able to get into a decider against Fujin on table 2. Misozak, as we just saw, is now going to be in a decider versus Mendeleev, and also tomashrnciar is going to be in a decider versus Horacio Mastandrea. And then Matejček has been able to get also a 2-0 win on table 5 versus Berna. Which means that we have a board looking like this, with Uruguay having to win all deciders now in order to get their opening win of the season. And well, also the opening win of their entire WTCOC career, which is always a nice feeling to get. So let's turn to the Alchemist this time. And see how we are doing. So rating-wise, this table is a bit of a question mark. It's 2-3 versus 4-3, so we could see swings to any direction really. But mostly I would assume the Alchemist to survive here. But as we have seen, Tomasz has now been able to get into a decider, so has been able to snatch a game from Horacio. And now the question is, will he be able to do it the second time? We have a lot of blocking going on in the beginning here. A lot of meeples being restricted to a city plus road tile, like this monastery here, and the city here. And potentially even this one is going to be restricted to a starting tile, but not quite. Tomasz is going to be able to weasel himself out of that one. I reckon actually that the Alchemist could actually even even have dropped a farmer there. Maybe direct the city cap downwards. And now it will be interesting to see what Thomas does with the monastery. Just, oh, yeah. Yeah, this is not too pretty. So, I mean, he does get some points going on with this monastery and with this road, but he does end a blocked road, which means that he can't stack any more points onto this road. And he has also now created an even bigger field. And big fields always are favoring the player with less blocked meeples. And here, as we can see, the player with blocked meeples is red with now this blocked road, and potentially even going to be having more blocked meeples in the form of the monastery and this city. So I think this will not be all that pretty to watch for red. But there are cases where it could be. Oh no, this is not one of those cases. No, there's a 12-point field. Why is neither player going for the field, man? It's 12 points. You have 5 meeples. Just take the field before the road Dorito is found. Now we should be going for a defense as red, but as a 200, he does go for the defense. Very nice. Okay, very nice. And now, surely. Okay, that's not something that I can actually that I can really criticize. It's 4 points, and we can always attack the field later with 5 meeples, you know. Now we take the field, or we or we just take this. This is again this is also fine. This is also just fine. Surely, surely, surely we now take the field. I know we have 2 points, but finally someone takes the field. Oh, that took way longer than it needed to take. Okay, Thomas now has another road monastery. Will he drop a monastery meeple? I think he should. I think farming is gonna be a bad option, given that he has blocked meeples and black doesn't. Black will be going for, I was gonna say, a second farmer because I think it would have been more safe, but this is also okay. This is also okay because black has the advantage of being able to simply wait for red to drop their first farmer and only then drop their their second one somewhere, maybe here or here. There are several attacking spots to the field. So Thomas, a bit of a difficult tile to look for value. We could maybe take just a 4-point road here and try to finish that one real quick. Instead, we bank all of our eggs into one basket, and we are really going for the city. And we get swiftly equalized by Horatio, which is no surprise given that he has the meeple advantage. Hold on, I will be just quoting some rules in the group chat because apparently one tournament in Uruguay, Slovakia was wrongly configured. Okay, I won't bother with more. So, what have I missed? What have I missed? Some points being added to both player scoreboards, some more cities, a second meeple from Alchemist onto the field, which makes sense. Is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 24 points is the size of the field, which is very sizable. And given the scoreboard lead of the Alchemist with the 24-point field, it is looking better than ever for him. And Thomas at the moment just seemingly trying to create quick point opportunities for himself when he only has one meeple. And I guess 4 points gotta be taken. Like, or do we attack this city? Because attacking this is really unpleasant. Because then we can't take advantage of the city caps or curves. We should be only like really praying and praying hard that we get a meeple back ASAP. So therefore, Thomas decides that taking a couple extra points is the way to go. And we can also take now just 3 points. Or we can go here to create a 5-point road. But like, yeah, why create a 5-point road when you can just take 3 points immediately? 4 points for the Alchemist, and I mean, as long as Alchemist can keep up with at least some quick points, then the field should be plenty enough to take away this game. I don't see how Thomas is going to be able to get meeples to the field quick enough. Yeah, he's not really even trying, isn't he? Not even trying, is he? Um, a starting tile being drawn by Alchemist, and now what he should not do is go over here. This is good. This is good. So finishes the city from the other end and trying to now get the final starting tile for himself. And this also is going to deny the possibility of Tomas for getting his second meeple back. And really, what is going to be what Tomas is now requiring is this triple city with a road like as soon as possible so that he can get a second meeple to his hand and try to attack this field. Yeah, immediate connection with the second meeple. That's okay. That's all good. Oh, and I also now get the idea of this move. So with this, Thomas was actually trying to block this square and deny the connection from the second farmer to the field, which actually does make a lot of sense now. Does make a lot of sense. Then I would have needed to also cover up this square and run away with the game basically. And unfortunately, the Alchemist snatches the final triple city with the road, and that is going to be that. There is now no way of getting a second meeple back into Thomas's hand, except maybe this of like using a couple city caps to the shared feature, but like that's too slow. And even with a successful secondary connection, I think it's way too late. Alchemist being 9 points ahead on the scoreboard, having these 5 extra points on the city, this monastery and the city are equal, and like yeah, there is simply no point of return here. Thomas simply trying to clench on with his bare will, trying to make something happen, but Alchemist simply going for a pretty completed features, trying to get as many points as possible on for his final turn. Gonna get gonna get a 5-point road, and seemingly if he had he been never mind. I was gonna say had he been um, more precise, he would have gone over here and make a 4-point road with this road Dorito, and then get a straight road, go for a 6-point road. But then actually it would have actually still been more correct, because with a curve he would have only gotten a 4-point road, same as here. So would have been ever so slightly better had he gone over here with the road Dorito, but doesn't matter when he wins the field anyway. So that's going to be a win for the Alchemist, and that is one of the 3, with getting 1 point for Uruguay. And we shall see how the others have done. So far it's still 2 and 1. So let's see. So we have table 2 and 3 still going on. So let's head back on to table 2 with Radohu. The game has actually finished into a win of Fuchin. And wait a second. Now we are at 2 and 2. Can Uruguay make it from 2-0 to 2 and 3? All depends on table 3 with misozak and Mendeleiev. Can they make it? The verdict is the Uruguayan victory here on table 3 as well, and Mendeleiev is gonna do it. Is gonna finish it off after a wonderful start for Slovakia, going into a swift 2-0 win with 2-0 wins on tables 1 and 3 by both Matej Tabak and Matisek. Uruguay makes a comeback, and despite funnily enough, Slovakia wins more games than Uruguay in this match, but still loses the match as a result of 3 lost duels. And well, this is going to be a bittersweet moment for Slovakia as they are still at 0 wins, and they will be fighting next week for still their opening win. And Uruguay will be having at least a small celebratory moment tonight or today as they get their opening win in the WTCOC, and they will be heading, well, more like actually staying at 5th place with that they were at with a very small game win versus game loss tiebreaker against Slovakia. And actually, well, kind of funnily enough, the game wins and game losses are actually now going to be even favorable to Slovakia, but the duel wins is what decides, and of course the match wins. So, congratulations to Uruguay. Now, before we are going to be finishing it off, we are gonna take a look at the other matches that are ongoing, and let's go over here actually. So seemingly Portugal-Lithuania has finished, and Lithuania has taken a win against Portugal, and this is actually incredible because I think Lithuania had 0 wins, and now they have destroyed the chances of Portugal of qualifying. Yeah, for sure, because now Portugal has done 4 matches, Lithuania 4 matches with 4. Yeah, this is actually fascinating because Mexico had 4 matches, 1 win. Well, every team now at 4 matches, but 1 win, 1 win, 1 win. So previously Lithuania was the team that was going to get like kind of shadowed away from the group standings count whenever the results were to be compared to other groups in terms of the 3rd place finish, because then in groups of 6, the 6th player, the results against the 3rd placed player against the 3rd placed team. I'm doing such a bad job at explaining. So basically, number 1 and number 2 are going to get to the playoffs immediately, but then because we have 7 groups, that's 7 times 2, so that's 14 playoff spots, and then the other 2, so that we will have a traditional 16 teams in the playoffs. The other 2 is going to be the 2 best 3rd place finishes, and those are going to be based on, of course, according to the tiebreaker criteria. So match wins, duel wins minus duel losses, and game wins minus game losses. And so previously, Lithuania was on the 6th spot and was going to be the team whose matches against pretty much all other teams were going to be ignored when counting the tiebreakers. But now, actually, are they still the 6th with 8 and 12 versus 7? Oh, I think they are still the 6th place team. Okay, well, so basically nothing has changed, except for Lithuania getting their opening win, and maybe something could actually change in the final week, because if Lithuania wins again, then they will in all likelihood not be the sixth team anymore. So maybe Mexico or Portugal will be the team whose matches will be not taken into account when counting all the tiebreaker stuff. So that's actually fascinating. And also, it's kind of nice to see, that every team in a group is winning at least one match. Because zeros are annoying to watch, especially for your own team. Okay, but so that is now settled, and then we would still have at 2000 UTC the United States, Netherlands, but I will not be streaming that anymore. I will be watching from the sidelines, and likely will be joining Alexei's stream, and then we will be preparing for next week's matches again when the group stage comes to an end, and all of the final week matches will be played, and then we will see all the teams that actually have then made their way into the playoffs, and that's a worry for the next week. That's where we will be wrapping up. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sticking all the way until the end. And if you do enjoy this type of Carcassonne content, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing or by liking the stream, and or both. I'll be seeing you again next week with some more World Team Carcassonne Online Championship content, starting from most likely whatever match is scheduled first to take place. Bye for now.